Okay, so welcome back to the Dionysian Chronicles. I'm Lorenzo, the host, with
Joseph, the co-host.
and today we're going to review yet another session with my sister, who was fortunate enough to participate in the session. And so, if you can just introduce yourself and tell us your background and so forth.
My name is Domino. People call me that because my first name is Dominique and my last name is Dominguez. And I am 31 and I was born. No, wait, my background. Okay, I'm a musician and a singer. And when Lorenzo told me about this project, I was pretty interested in it because he seems pretty life passionate about it, I'd say. I'd say it's his biggest thing that he's working on right now, so I'm happy to participate. Yeah.
So, I'm going to play a song that happened during the session. Typically, for these sessions, the song lasts anywhere between 15 to 25 minutes. This song is Eyes of the World by the Grateful Dead. It's roughly a little over 16 minutes, So, just to recap, I guess during the session, the main thing I told you, I made a suggestion for you to imagine yourself in an environment a very festive environment full of friends and family, dancing, and so forth. Now, later on during the audio recording, you had mentioned that you pretty much immediately thought about Shady Acres, which was an old punk venue that was open back in the day. Pretty much the things that you notice, mainly with my eyes, because you were also drawing at the same time, or sketching out rather. Pretty much you noticed that my left eye was like very plain looking, but my right eye seemed to have more patterns going on. It
was also a lot. I remember it being like so much more quicker than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like it was just like within
you go
a
into,
minute.
like, a zone.
It's crazy because immediately it's uncomfortable. It's like, oh man, I gotta stare at this guy for 15 minutes, and it was very like, I don't know. I'm very procrastinative anyway when it comes to my work, when it comes to music, when it comes to art. Like I'm very much like, if there's a deadline, I'm gonna do it the day before. I'm very, very procrastinative. And it's like the same when it comes to this interview. It's like I feel like I pushed it off until I was like, okay, I gotta do this for my brother. I can't push it off no more. And then when I did it, I was like pleasantly surprised at how fast it went. And the one time that I stood beside and watched it at one point, I can't do that. I can't.
So wait, you were like sketching while you were locked eyes with Lorenzo?
Yeah. And
so
actually,
like you weren't even looking at what you were drawing. You were just like, that's pretty like.
And so I wish I had that. We should do it again so I could definitely come up with another piece.
What I'm planning to do, I'll probably do this with most people. I'll do a second round of sessions, try to see and maybe play around with the dosages a bit more.
And not only that, but get on the stronger stuff. You know what I mean? So I would think that I wish we hadn't lost that previous recording of the
audio.
That
it pained me too, because I had to tell Dijon the same thing, who was the last episode. And I had to tell him, yours and Dominique's were lost. Unfortunately, the only thing we do have is the video recording,
right,
which is still on Instagram right now.
I think
just do a voiceover and make it like parody. What is going on?
Really express those moments that I felt, not overexpress. It's not
15 minutes of like
real
therapeutic screaming.
Was it
how I feel on the inside.
Or is it just like I was in another world?
Literally. Base a whole comic scheme on it. But the way that it went really, really fast, that's what got me interested in the project, honestly, because the idea of it was just like, I'm into it because you're so into it, you're very passionate about it, but until I actually did it, I wasn't really convinced of it, but then like after we finished, I was like, oh, okay, there's something here, because that was weird. It was almost like we were in a time like, you know, forward, but to everybody else it's like, you know, quick. And on top of that, the whole thing that I brought up last time, I believe, was because I was on drugs at one point, and it seemed like that was, it almost made me slow down and focus on you, and yet it is just crazy because it felt like time for me, because I was on methamphetamines, sped me up like all the time. And so to sit there and stare in your eyes and have it go the exact same speed that I was at was pretty self-awaring, if that's a word, self-aware. If it's like becoming more self-aware of how time works in my own head and outside. And so I think we should do another one pretty soon, because now I've been sober for about 4 months. So
Congratulations.
thank you very much. And I think we should do another one so we could really test it out. We could really test, you know, how it is and how the energy transfers. Because I felt like at one point, I do remember this, that at one point one of your eyes was like jiggling or like doing something, like it's all kind of coming back to me now. Like, and the fact that you picked out the Grateful Dead, of course, like that was very nostalgic for me.
Yeah, and specifically, this song, I figured, at least, more of the jazz elements made it chaotic enough to where it resembled more of the festive, side of, say, a party or something. And, it was funny though, because, you mentioned, pretty much, you're like, oh, no wonder my friends don't like it. It's like, so many times, the solos go over and over again.
Yeah.
And but for some reason, like I guess it didn't necessarily matter, because like a lot of it, and this is the thing that I have about music, is just like a lot of times it's more so the uniqueness of the sound tends to come from how genuine that person is playing it.
My wheat farm in Utah.
And,
pays for my potato farm.
I just wish
I got a farm in Utah.
made of wood.
Hasn't sold nothing yet, but times are coming. I'll wait. Local man has a farm in
Yeah, I tended to think the genuine sphere, especially with Jerry Garcia playing guitar, tends to be a lot more genuine plays. You know. And so, but it's pretty much after the session, we tended to talk about a lot of stuff past-wise with music, how your music evolved, and also didn't go too much into family matters, but we went more into how your own personal sort of emotions evolved as well with music. Because a lot, being that we're all in COVID and we're all in lockdown, you know, there isn't that reliance on a crowd to get on energy anymore. Because, you know,
something I miss a lot. A lot. That's why I think that's right. I brought up that this is another reason why this work is kind of important or pretty like what you're passionate about, is because there's something real when I perform versus when I'm virtually like performing. It's horrible. It's
Yeah, it's
so
like
horrible.
a disconnect because
Oh my god, like the second I mess up, I'm like, I've already lost like 10 people, you know what I mean? So like the range of focus on social media is, I mean, I do it myself. I'm on TikTok and it's like I'm going past these videos, like not even giving these people a chance, and they might have spent like hours on this video, editing this video, and I'm doing it myself. I'm like, okay, if that's happening to them, that's happening to me while I'm performing virtually. Like there's 36 other bands playing or 5 other bands playing or something, so they're definitely skipping me, you know. And that disconnect of a crowd is so, like, that's kind of what maximized my creative potential as far as art and music, just because it's just preparing. All I'm doing is preparing now for a live crowd. And I actually made a mistake, like during my first like virtual performance, and it was so embarrassing. But it's just because I was not used to that platform. I was not used to just sitting by myself with my guitar. Okay, you're live, and it's not my style, So I think this work is kind of important just because understanding the energy transfer between two people, let alone a crowd of people who are paying attention to your music, what kind of energy are you transferring and what kind of energy they're transferring. It'd be really cool to see more research done on the subject, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if people actually can tap into that, like, naturally, I feel like, in a way, like, because I've never bought things, I'm a broke ass bitch, but
That's like for me, yay.
I'm very for years I had to be charming in order to get by, and it's like I've gone to like many different places when I was homeless on the premise of like, hey, I won't steal from you and you won't steal from me, and I will be your genuine friend. That was my exchange. I can be your genuine ass friend and entertain you and give you art. So I can sleep somewhere, you know what I mean? That takes quite a bit of charming energy, quite a bit of finesse. It's very much like I would never say it out loud. I wouldn't be like, hey, can I stay at your place? It was never like that. It was like, oh, I have nowhere to go. You know what I mean? Just like trying to, and it's that transfer of energy that gets a person to say yes or gets a person to say no. And it's so, yeah, I would very much like, we should do another one of those interviews pretty soon, because I feel like we'll have even more to talk about during one of these days. It's hard to remember because we did it a while back. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like think of these are coming slowly back to me, but we did it quite a while ago.
We did. The interesting thing is for Dejan's session during the time that we were recording the audio, and this is also another reason why I just hate that it was deleted. Was like during the time I was talking with Dejan, you were playing in the background. You were playing.
That's right.
And I was telling Dejan, you're looking for something to give you love of living. Basically, you're looking for a reason to love living. And pointed out to Dominique. If you hear her playing, she's passionate about that, and that gives her a reason to love living. It gives her a reason to go forward and to express herself.
That's doing it in front of people. That's my favorite. It's being noticed by millions and millions. That's what makes me tick. Nah, that's someday.
Stop, everybody watch me.
Someday I'll walk into a room and everybody like, that's Domino. Oh shit.
Look what I can do.
And they'll be like, no, Domino's here. Why would we be looking at you? But 90s,
but yeah, freaking so the main thing to touch upon too is like seeing that you do music and you do art. We kind of wanted to also touch upon the feeling that you tend to put into your art, basically. Because a lot of this tends to also kind of travel into that. Because I feel like the same feeling that I tend to talk about constantly of that highest level focus, feeling of invincibility, feeling of power.
I think, interestingly enough, one of the biggest times that I'm like in my zone, in the creative zone, where you're like, fuck yeah, I'm doing everything right, is right after I fuck something up. I'll fuck up during a song, realize that I fucked up, and get super hyped up embarrassed in my stomach and in my gut, and it almost makes me feel sick, and then I sing louder and try to like look at my guitar and just like, you know what I mean, and really focus on what the fuck I'm doing, and then that's when it's like I got everybody's attention in the room, everybody's fucking watching me, even the bartenders have stopped what they're doing and they're like, fuck, she's really like doing something right now. That's when I notice that I have a lot of power, is when I fuck up and I have to make up for it, right?
See that, and I guess that's part of the sort of sequence of events we tend to talk about, is where people tend to go through the first first stage of anxiety, fear, or nervousness. Maybe a little bit of embarrassment, but pretty much that nervousness. As soon as they get past that, that's when they start to tap into those other sensations.
And it's trippy. I played because when I was in a two-piece, well, I am now officially in a two-piece. I told you I fired my bassist.
Yeah.
Fuck Sorry. But so it's back to me and Bill again, possibly Curtis because he didn't do anything wrong. But for now, I'm getting back to my roots. And during one of the times that me and Bill actually performed by ourselves, and I did really well, is when I did improv at the very end of the show. So like after we did all the songs that were on the album, I stopped and I was like, take a break, Bill. I'm gonna play on the guitar by myself, and I'm just gonna sing. And it's also those moments where it's improv, where I create brand new songs that I've never heard of. The words just come like that, and it's just like I'm rhyming on time, I'm saying the right shit, like it's all making sense. It's not like I sang about a boat and I sang about a fire at the same time. I said, there's an ocean and there's a fucking sea, there's sea mammals, you know what I mean? I sing about the song, and it's all improv, and it's because of that crowd, the crowd that's in front of me that's like stopped, they're like, and now I gotta give them something okay, this is the reason why I took your attention, you know what I mean? This is what I want you to hear me say, and it's like that's another time, and that's when we would shine in high school as well. Whenever we had improv in drama, whenever we had like the funniest moments where people would like laugh at us and stuff, we'd just do the shit that we saw on TV, you know what I mean? But us, you know what I mean? It was one of our favorite things to do, and having the energy of that crowd mattered every fucking time. Every fucking time.
It's funny you mentioned high school. I think the only time he's been able to see you is the time where he came with Venetia to Cabaret. And like I remember too, like some of the actresses and stuff were hella like intimidated because like you and Benicia had the mohawks and everything, and Yosef came up to me, he's all like, so wait, your family is just a family of punks? Like, is that really what's going on here? I'm like, yeah, kind of basically.
He made me feel such a cool older sister. Like that's my sister. But yeah, me and Benicia are no longer friends again. But yeah, but it's all right. It's okay. She's where I got my cool hair from, though, and my sense of humor. I'm not gonna lie. But but we should definitely do this fucking stare down contest again. This time I'll look mean the whole time.
Yeah, when I was doing it with Lorenzo, the whole time I was just like, blank, motherfucker, blank.
Bro, he has the scariest look on his face when his eyes are all the way open too. Like he'll do it in front of me, and I'll be like, stop it, stop.
I kid you not, for the first 3 minutes, this fucker didn't blink at all. He was just
it's so creepy, man. Like his eyes all the way open are the creepiest thing ever. Like, I'm sorry, Lorenzo, but you look fucking creepy when you do that shit.
Oh no.
Do you guys ever collab since you both play similar instruments?
No,
shred together, mutual shredding.
We're pretty respectful of each other's own music taste and style, and he's very opposite of me. He's very classical. He likes the stringy stuff. He likes the jazzy stuff, and that's cool. I respect the fuck out of it, but that's not me. I can't do it.
What do you?
I punk rock, and I play really simple things that can doo-wop, shoo-wop, like a very, very simple style compared to him. He's the yin to my yang, though. This is we're opposite, but he's always been able to understand me.
So not quite like hardcore punk, but
no,
like gutter punk, like folky.
It's I want to get into folk punk so bad, but and it's just to go do heroin. No, just kidding. But
pretty much that's all we're doing.
But I mean, it's crazy because a lot of my lyrics, they're a lot more intensely, I don't know, they're meaningful than a lot of punk. I mean, a lot of punk bands are important, don't get me wrong. They talk about politics, they talk about important things going on, but a lot of my stuff has to do with more so not die. I don't know,
things that actually matter.
Yeah, I don't know. My feelings, other people's feelings. It's like gay punk, I guess. It's but it's good. It's like wholesome punk with some cussing in it. You know what I mean?
Righteous.
So, but the future stuff that I plan on putting out I've gotten so much more better. so much more better than my album, which is all I have to put out right now. But pretty soon, I'm hoping I'll be able to record some new stuff.
Well, a lot of the goals to, especially you talk about folk punk, trying to get into that, trying to look for stand-up bases,
Yes.
trying to.
That's my next big thing. I have one person that I messaged, but I don't know if she's feeling me or not. So we'll see. My search continues. For my. I have a dream folk punk band, and it's 4 females.
Okay.
Stand-up bass, banjo, guitar. And, I don't know, mandolin or something.
Squeeze box.
Yeah, whatever. But all 4 can sing.
Yeah.
And all 4 can play an instrument. You know what I mean? That's my dream. That's my absolute dream band right there that I want to put together someday. So if anybody hears this. But, yeah.
I guess the other thing to quickly touch upon, the sort of how you evolved from the lifestyle that you had in Shady Acres all the way back then to now. I mean,
I never performed in Shady Acres.
Not saying you performed there, but saying like how you met a lot of people.
Yeah.
And how
I was about to say that was like
I
a while ago.
I wish I played in Shady Acres. That was one of my favorite. It was a punk venue downtown that was just a regular damn house, and met all the cool kids from there. All the kids that made me who I am, I guess. But go skate now.
Well, because I know pretty much you definitely had to change up, especially now with COVID.
Well, the punk scene right now is like completely different. Not completely different. It's a lot more hardcore than I can be, or that I feel like I am. But
It just makes me feel like it's fucking fake though when people
but
are like
it's-
so overly
But at the same
hardcore.
time, I haven't really tried to infiltrate that scene. You know what I mean? Because there's so many bands that are like, I don't sound like that at all. You know what I mean? And like, they love me. They got love for me. But I feel like because they hold true to who they are, which is, I can never blame them for not. It's a different scene than the music that I play. And it's like, it's so, I don't know, part of me feels, but at the same time, I've never tried. I've never tried to be like, hey, put me in your show, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Or, I've never tried to be like, and especially now that Armando's gone out of my band, one of my bassists was kind of very toxic. And there's a lot of people that don't like him. A lot of like places that we couldn't play because he made a bad impression. And so, I don't know, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll tell my friends, like, put me in your show.
Well, no, mainly talk about how extrovert you are, pretty much, in trying to meet with people and trying to get along with people in the manner that you do it. To now, we're in lockdown, and a lot of that extroversion sort of I guess
need.
Yeah.
A lot of my need to connect with people, like that. In the beginning of the quarantine, it was really bad. The first 2 months, it wasn't bad because I was very productive. Like, I was very focused on my art. I was taking advantage of the solace, like, very, very well. But it was lonely as fuck. And, like, at the same time, that accident happened with our grandpa. My grandpa broke his back, and we couldn't go anywhere. He was in the hospital. Nobody could visit him. And it was just, like, all very, very, very hard to deal with at the time. But it's, like, you just deal with it. You just deal with the loneliness and get through it. And I was, like, very, I haven't felt that kind of... and I've noticed that the times that I feel like the most depressed, I'm either disconnected with my friends and family, or I'm disconnected with this guy. You know what I mean? Because he's around me like 24/7. And my boyfriend's here, by the way. This is my boyfriend sitting in the front, quietly.
Boyfriend Alex. Woohoo.
He's quiet.
I'm trying to license this song.
He's busy working. Leave him alone. Busy. But those are the times that I feel the most disconnect, is when I've had one or the other is like depleting. If it's like one or the other is depleting, I get very, very depressed. I get very, very sad. And like my energy just goes out to do anything that I love, which is like art, music, anything, unless I'm on drugs. You know what I mean? That just pushes me right through. But we don't do that no more. But now that I'm off. I actually tackled art, for the first time last weekend. Naturally, no drugs or anything, and I'm like so grateful that that those skills are there. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether you are on drugs or not, like if you put in the time to do something, you're gonna know how to do it regardless. And it's that fear that keeps people back from quitting drugs a lot, is they think that they can't possibly have this talent without it. You know what I
think
mean?
that's the source of their creativity.
Right.
That, I can only do this when I'm high.
Yeah, and that's the worst way to be, and I've always known that, but it feels good to okay, now I'm clean, I'm good, and I think that connection of energy transfer with other people, it fucking matters. And I like, and you hear about it not even with just creative people, you hear about that with people who are in mathematics or scientists or whatever. There's a level of human connection that you have to have with other people in order to discover something, or you know what I mean, or continue research. I don't know, I'm not a scientist.
Well, I'll for now, I know you're gonna get on the rollerblades.
Skate. I really want to skate.
I'm gonna continue recording though. Figure
Okay.
we can get stuff here.
Okay.
So
We're in a car, by the way.
Not anymore.
Oh, Dom, are you alright?
Fell right on my knee again.
Damn. You alright? You didn't know you had skates on, huh?
Oh, I knew.
Oh, I thought you just walked out without
I
knowing.
just lost my balance.
Damn.
This is my new skating technique. Oh, not skating. Oh, wait. Let's wait for the pain to go away.
Is that thing for your knee right here?
No, it's at the house. We should have bought.
I know.
I read this really weird study today that said that people that have naturally red hair have a higher pain threshold and they need more anesthetic for anything to fucking work on them.
Oh. You have naturally red. It's funny because you see red.
Opiates don't do shit to me. Period.
Really?
Period. I was prescribed Dilaudid when I had surgery, and that shit didn't do nothing to me. I chased it down. I ate the whole bottle and chased it down with a gallon of vodka and didn't do shit.
No way.
I mean, I got drunk and shit flew everywhere, but I didn't die. Get opiate out.
I hate opiates, man.
Me too.
They're the worst.
I'm just so happy that I don't have any means to abuse them because they won't do anything.
yeah.
That's how my friend Nate was. Nate couldn't get on shrooms. The shrooms wouldn't work at all unless he drank.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But
Yeah.
of course,
right?
of course, he's always been like that. Where with yeah, that's why.
He's alcohol.
Yeah, like that's why we always refer to him as Nate Murphy to emphasize his McMurphy side, with alcohol. I remember the last time, or not, one of the last times I hung out with him. We pretty much gave him two of the teas that I tend to make, along with some other beer that I happened to buy. Got super smashed the one night, and I guess the drunk version of himself was able to save solace with his girlfriend or whatever. And the next morning we talked about that. I'm like, hell yeah, drunk Nate, And then
Have the skates at Zoomies for $110.
and then
$110.
but yeah, it was funny too because the next morning he was like, you know what, we're gonna take shots of vodka, and that's a deal.
Your story makes me feel like he's an economic drunk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's wonderful. I wish I was that way.
And then he got a wife.
Yeah. And she took care of him so good.
She was like, we're not eating McDonald's anymore. We're eating potatoes and steak.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
He
who
was-
is this woman and how can I shake her hand and thank her?
Because when I knew him, he was a skinny little shit.
Oh yeah, he freaking he definitely was very agile.
Quit moonwalking!
Freaking it's like Austin Powers through the gold member.
But it's freezing out here. Are you ready to go?
Well,
Do you got everything you need? Look how fantastic I look.
indeed. Well,
Not that I'm
we're
ever.
going to end this session. This has been the Dionysian Chronicles. Stay tuned.
Bye.